Hey everyone, Nystel here. With each video that I bring you guys, I try to teach something new or at least give you my views or thoughts about a particular issue. And I believe this video is no different. This is Havana, and it is Domination. And I wanted to hit a couple of points about this particular map. First off is this B point, how to effectively capture it. And secondly is placement of napalm strikes. Because I hear a lot of people talk about how they can't effectively place or get enough kills from their strikes. Let's talk about this B point first. I believe that this particular point here, B, is one of the hardest points to capture in all of Black Ops Domination. I have a reason behind it. First of all, this is a pretty narrow map. There's only limited places for people to go, and everybody swarms this B area. First off, it's got that big wide open area of a road right there, and it's also flanked by two exploding vehicles. And finally, it's got multiple overhead locations that people can look down at you at B. So, makes a pretty nasty mixture of capturing this type of point. So how do you effectively do it? My team usually goes as a group, and depending on your spawn, one or two guys try to get up in these upper area locations so you can overlook B as they're capturing it, and try to defend it. And if anybody's trying to come, you try to hit somebody off, pick them off, or have them shoot at you instead of that particular point. And the way I go about doing this is when I have the A spawn, I come here. The way I effectively hold down this piece of the map is that I place down my motion sensor. I think a motion sensor is probably, in my view, the most valuable piece of equipment that you can carry with you besides obviously your gun. I place that thing down and I just let it go to work for me, and I'm constantly looking at my map, seeing what guys are. That radius will pulse, and anybody in that radius will show up for me. Now there are two ways that these guys can come to me. It's either from the alley from the right, the door frame, or from the downstairs in the building on the left. This guy came from the alley, and I bring him my Napalm Strike, which leads me to my next point. Napalm Strikes in this map are pretty easy once you figure it out. I place this thing, as you can tell, is on C, their spawn. It works behind that building in that alleyway, which is a pretty high traffic area for that people on that side of spawn. And as you can tell, I get a bunch of kills from it. And I'm going to show you an aerial view of this. Now, I start working it on their spawn, which is C. You can see C and B there, and it works its way back. As you can tell, they're spawning in that little cubby hole to the right of that fountain. And here they are trying to work their way around it, but they just get swallowed up by the flames, and I get a good 4 or 5 kills from this particular kill streak. And I believe that's a pretty successful place to put it. So if you're looking for places to put a Napalm Strike, I suggest at this particular place, working that way from the C spawn all the way back down the map behind that building. Now, I ran out of ammo on my main gun, so I'm trying to find something else. The only thing I could find was a silenced, I think it's a 1911, which isn't much better than from what I had. So I'm kind of looking for another weapon. I'll go back to my spawn to see if there's anything laying on the ground or anything like that, and of course there's nothing. And I'm going to try to work myself back over to where I was sitting, and this guy comes out and does a drop shot on me and gets me, which isn't a bad thing because I get a fresh weapon and a fresh set of kill streaks. Now, as soon as I spawn, my map goes blank, and I clean up this guy, and then this poor soul walks into my spray as I'm cleaning up the other guy, and I get my spy plane from it, and I get a third guy right there. And I'm going to try to work myself back up into that room up there, and I have a little strategy that I use while this map is down. I check B right quickly, nothing going on. Now I'm just going to sit at this doorway until until my map goes back, which it does, produces this guy, and I get my 4th kill to my next Napalm Strike. Now I'm putting this Napalm Strike a little bit different to see if there's anybody that way. It's coming from their C spawn, working all the way down that road, that C road, I guess you can call it, to the bus. I don't get anybody on the initial drop, but I do get 1 flame kill from there. Now I'm going to try to work this area yet again, constantly looking at my map and seeing what guys are at. I see they're working on that side of the building and in the building, and I notice a guy kind of dancing around in the window frame of that far building. There he is. I shoot him a couple times, he drops down, and I get a good headshot on him right here. Clean him up. Now the way I work this particular area too is that we all know that this wall does not stop bullets. So what I'll do is I'll go up to the window, look down there, look where things are at, and then I'll work walk away from that window. Then I'll go back, look at that window, see what's going on, and then I'll go back. So I'm not always producing myself right in front of that frame constantly, where guys can just get a nice good beat on me. I'm constantly moving myself in and out of either one of those window frames as I'm trying to defend this point. It doesn't work all the time. I do get killed from it once, but I think it's a good strategy if you're going to try to work that room at all. And as you can tell from the map, they're all in that C building, let's call that. That call out right there. And we're at the beginning portions of start of my team's spawn trap on these guys. We all know the spawn trap, or the spawn system in this particular game thus far, since they haven't passed it yet, is very loose, it is very sensitive, and it is broken. If you push too hard, they'll start spawning on your spawn, or clear across the map. So you have to be careful where you go put yourself. So I'm going to try to go out here and try to work that spawn trap with my team members. And I think I get a couple killed, and I don't know who does it. It might have been me for all I know. They start spawning eventually here back on A. So we start working ourselves back. I get a kill there. There's a bunch of guys working this area with me, and I think they all die away. And as you can tell from the blackbird that I put up, that they're now over at A. So I have to work myself all the way back over there to help defend A a little bit. Now I know A is being threatened, but in my mind, B in this particular map is a much more important point than A or C. So I'm going to work myself over to B first to make sure B is taken care of before I decide to go over to A. Now I got my motion sensors still up, checking my corners, and I'm checking my areas of responsibility, which is the point B, and the building across the street. Now I start to see that A is starting to pulse a little bit, so somebody's on there, so I try to go over there, clean him up. Somebody gets him before I can get over there and get an assist, but that's okay, because if that guy missed it for whatever reason, I would have been there to help finish that off. But I pick up his weapon, which is a Galil red dot, go over to B to check it right quick, I get this quick kill, and I'm going to start working my work back to my area. I notice a guy that was coming, but he gets me before I can get him. Which happens. I now have a fresh weapon with a fresh set of kill streaks, and I'm ready to go right back at it. Now, this is my view on this. Now, people might consider what I do in this particular match camping. It may be, but this is such an unusual map with one of the hardest points to capture. It calls for unusual strategies and tactics, and camping for me is an effective way of controlling this particular map. Don't be afraid to camp. And this isn't, I'm not talking about the type of camping where guys sit in front of, you sit in the corner and wait for guys to cross their muzzle and you just fire at them. This is camping, yes, but it's working areas of your responsibility moving around. There, I get that death there. I'm checking B, I'm checking the window, I'm checking the door frame, I'm checking the alleyway, and I'm checking those stairs. I'm constantly moving myself in and around that area, and yes, I consider that camping, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Yes, it's considered taboo and everything like that, but like I said, don't be afraid to utilize that particular tactic if it works out for you. Now I've decided to help do a little bit of spawn trapping here, and I get this guy here, and then I notice my teammate is already in the building, so there's no point in me to sit there and defend that area where I can just get in the building and help out with him. I get this kill, I get the kill from that spawn, but he throws a grenade and I can't get away from that, which is fine, which happens. And I kind of sort of spawn on A, but across the street, and this map's coming down to a close here, and I finally get a kill on the other side behind C here, right here. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. Put your likes down if you like it, leave a comment if you so desire, and I will catch you in my next video. Thank you guys.